All right. Ready to rock and roll. Hey, you guys. Just in case you're at the Decker truck line, we are talking all things Decker today. How have you guys been? Yeah? Last week we did our referral drawing. We had, since then, we've had safety jackets awarded for professional driver safety for those of you who earned those within the first 6 months. Um, what else have we done in the last couple of weeks? Of course, we did the driver of the month. We have our inspection. I said the referral bonus. We've had a couple of anniversaries. You know, the quarterly safety drawings. I mean, left and right bonuses, all that good stuff. All right. Welcome to today's Q&A. It is the 7th of October. If you have any questions, it's a Q&A, you guys. This is your opportunity to ask. Put it in the chat, and I will let you know if you're wondering about hiring areas, if you're wondering about a different type of positions currently available. Let us know. We'll fill you in. Otherwise, I would highly suggest giving this number a call, 877-433-2537. That is the telephone number to the recruiting department. They can further answer your questions as well. So a little bit more specific when it comes to answering questions, the recruiting department, because they can give you all the minute details, right? Yeah. All right. Riley, how are you, man? You are? Whereabout? That's cool. It's a nice, crisp morning. Hi, Justin. How are you? 6 years of experience. 6 years. Awesome. Where do you live? That would be the first discussion. Okay? Because it'll be based off of availability. So let me pull up my map and have that handy. How's that? Maybe. Nope. It's breaking down. It doesn't want to answer anything for me. There you go. Let's see. Wisconsin. Okay, let me take a look here. Make sure we've got a couple of options. So, Hudson, Wisconsin. Are you looking for refrigerated or are you looking for flatbed? Because availability will be off of that. And let's see. All right. It won't. Currently at 64. Be about. Let me see where you're at. In the reefer? Okay. I'm looking. So as far as Wisconsin, let's get the right one. Yeah. Okay, as far as Wisconsin, we've got some refrigerated in there, so that's not going to be a problem. All right, we'll be able to get you into that. Let's take a look at the pay with your 6 years. 6 years, I think you said. So I think that puts you at 63, 64. Let's see. I'm just pulling that up for you. So the refrigerated would get you about, that would get you home at about every 11 days where you're at, and then a home for 3, if that rotation works for you. You'd be out on the road about 11 days at a time. Most of it is up and down the Midwest. We've got some that runs down towards the, we have some that runs out west, but mostly up and down the Midwest. It's going to be the most common for you. I am trying to pull up. Sorry, little lagging here with my video playing right now. Recording. It's not recording. Going live. That's where you go. That's what I needed to say. So give it a second, and it'll have that up here for us. But yes. So and then 10 cents per mile is per diem, so you're not taxed on 10 cents a mile. Right now, the averages for that are right around 1,500 to 1,700 a week with that pay. Let's see. See if I can get that opened up. That's about what you'd be looking at for weekly pay. Here's my refrigerated. Slowly but surely, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's just really slow. Justin says, out 2 to 3 weeks, home for 3 to 4 days, prefer. Okay, so if that's the case, then you'd be out about 3 weeks at a time then, Justin. If you're wanting to stay out longer, you're looking at 3 weeks at a time, 21 days, home for 5 days. That's the rotation that we currently have here for you. With the refrigerated, 6 years experience, you're looking right around 60 cents a mile to start. 10, like I said, 10 cents of that is per mile. You're looking up to about 1,700 a week. That's pretty common for us. No touch freight. Currently, JQ says, currently in Amarillo, but planning to relocate to Dallas. Hey! Is that Jack Quinn? You were on yesterday's Facebook Live, right? I've had a CDL for a year, but only about 2 months of driving experience, and I'm looking to go OTR. 3 weeks or however long. Yeah, we do have over-the-road refrigerated out of there, so you would be, I would say, where you're at, yeah, you're probably looking at about 3 weeks out at a time as well. Now, with a trainer, because odds are with you're in a really tough, my floor is squeaky. You're in a really tough rotation, basically, because you don't have recent experience per se. Then yes, you have your CDL, but you're pretty new to it, and then you have this big gap after your 2 months of experience, right? Am I fair and am I accurate in saying that? Because what you'll probably end up doing is it'd be nice to have like a refresher course and have you coming in as a student in your situation, and then go out with a trainer for a few weeks. That would be ideal because you have that gap, if in fact you do have that gap, unless your 2 months of experience are the recent part. If it's the recent part, that makes life a little bit easier. If you're still with a company, I probably suggest you stay there until you get a couple of months so you can kind of get the rhythm before making a move. I applied a couple of months ago, talked to Bryce, he said no trainers currently. Yeah, at the time, that's true. Very true. I would say, I believe we have some. So, and I know I was hoping to check on that yesterday after we spoke. So, yeah, it's all based off of availability. So, January to March of 2025 was my experience. Not as bad as I thought. I was thinking pushing it out there a little bit further. So, yeah, get a hold of Bryce. You can call him here, 877-433-2537. And he'll be able to let you know, first of all, can we do training out of your area? Like, do we have available trainers? Because that's going to be the first and foremost question. And then the second one is, yes, is it based off of your experience and the gap there? Can we put you into the training opportunity, because I'm guessing without the 6 months of experience that you're probably going to need to go through that additional training. Hopefully we can do it here, if in fact that's available. Justin says the CPM rates negotiable. Those are firm. Those are based on experience. So we have our levels of experience is what would deem, the only exception is if you have military experience. So if you've got a couple of years of military experience, we do credit you more for that as well. So, if you had a year of military on top of your 6 months or 6 years, of experience, and you get another penny raise up to 2 cents altogether. So yeah, that, but yeah, no, not necessarily negotiable, because it's solely based off of experience, longevity. There we go. Yeah. What did I just do with that? There it is. Okay, we'll do. Yes, perfect. Okay, so hiring for those locations. Amarillo's good for refrigerated. Dallas, yes, definitely a good spot. Dallas is going to give you more options anyway. We can get you home a little bit more often out of there as well. Really, when we're looking for refrigerated, right now, availability is more in the Iowa, southern Minnesota area, southern Wisconsin. Those are really good areas for us right now. We've been seeing an increase in loads, especially in those areas. Flatbed, we are still seeing increase in loads, continuing to see increase in loads in the upper Midwest as well. Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, we're seeing a lot of that. So if you live in that area, definitely give us a call for flatbed. So the flatbed opportunities, you will see quite a bit of that. I have valid TWIC card password. That does help for sure, but it doesn't help the rate of pay. It helps with obviously your familiarity with all of that, but as the rate of pay, it is, yeah, right at that 60 cents. So flatbed, that's what I was going to say. The flatbed opportunities right now are heavy in the upper Midwest. I would say that's what you should be looking at with us here at Decker. So again, if you're interested, you want some more details, you need rate of pay, you need running lanes, feel free to ask, but I'd say at 877-433-2537 will give you more details. So let's talk about what all Decker has to offer. Flatbed and refrigerated is going to be the majority as far as the company side. We have the owner-operator side as well, and yes, we have both flatbed and refrigerated in that one. Again, I do want to emphasize the flatbed opportunities right now with us are going to give you more variety, more home time options currently. So as far as lease purchase, we do not currently have lease purchase. I did see comments before asking about that, but we don't. We do have the owner-operator options, so which will give you a little bit more flexibility on obviously your home time, your running lanes, that type of thing. So yeah, 877-433-2537 for that. Now, your equipment, or our equipment, you probably are very well familiar with. Your equipment as an owner-operator would need to be within the last 10 years. So it needs to be 10 years or newer for that. And of course, be able to haul 65,000 or so, 64, 65 with our freight. Okay, so let's talk about the equipment that we have here and what you can expect. Most of our trucks, they're newer model, first of all, and not most, all. They are automatics. They are very, very, very well equipped with pretty much any amenity you can think of. APUs, inverters, refrigerators, microwaves, 22-inch televisions. We have streaming on the TVs, so that's company paid. It's Epic View, so it's 100 plus channels. Plus you have the streaming, the Wi-Fi available to you too, so that's free, that's company paid also. And it's a smart TV, so if you have a subscription to something, you can log in through the TV. That is an option for you, absolutely. As far as the what is it called? Radio ready equipment. So if you have Sirius Radio, we have all the equipment. You would hold the subscription, which is a little bit different than the TV, because the TV, we have the equipment and hold the subscription for you. But if you want to, if you're listening to podcasts, or which now, listening to podcasts or wanting, books on audio or whatever, you do have free streaming through the Wi-Fi, so you can hook that up as well if you prefer that. Totally up to you on that. What else? Microwave, refrigerator, TV. We have their double bunk trucks, so they're roomier, gives you a little bit more storage, and of course you can store another person up there. No, that was horrible. Okay, but if you do have a rider, you have a rider. We do have a rider policy. It's ages 10 on up. That's much better. We also allow a dog 80 pounds max, or 65 pounds for two combined, no more than 2 and no more than 65 pounds. Okay, as far as the combined weight of the dogs. Non-aggressive breed, but yes, we do allow pets. We do ask that you have a seat cover as well, for your pet. So if you don't, you need that, you can always get that at the Decker store too, but it doesn't have to be specific, like a Peterbilt specific seat cover or anything like that. And also for the pet policy, it is a $500 deposit. There we go. For the pet policy, and we'll need a picture, and of course for the shot records, that kind of stuff. Justin says, driver facing camera. Yes, we do have both inward and outward facing event recorders. It's a lytic system, which can mean a whole lot of things. So let me elaborate. The lytic system does offer the inward and outward. It is not a live feed. So unless you have like a critical event that triggers it, if you're hard braking, if you're following too close, or if you're speeding, if you have an erratic lane change, those are things that would trigger the video. But otherwise, if it's not triggered, you're not recording. It doesn't have a live feed. So when you turn the truck off, the camera goes off, whether it was or not. So when you turn the truck off, the inward one comes off. The outward one, however, will stay on for 4 hours. So if you're parking in like a truck stop or something, kind of nice, because then it'll stay on for 4 hours. So people are still moving around outside. You've got a little reassurance that you've got eyes out there for yourself. But yes, we do have both inward and outward facing event recorders in the truck. Again, the inward one is not a live feed at all. Yes, Lytics does give you the option to opt in on that. That is not an option that we signed up for. So we have also part of the safety unit, like I said, inward, outward event recorders, but we also have the lane departure, the following distance, the speed gauge. All of that is part of our lytic system. Our lytic system, we do have a safety bonus that's based off of that. And if you watch our safety payouts, you notice that we have a very large percentage of our professional drivers who do not only earn the safety bonus, but a lot of them have the perfect score. I think we have like 200 some with a perfect score this last month, which gets them an additional penny per mile on all the miles that they run for that previous month. So, we have monthly bonuses, which can, between our scorecard and the safety bonus, you can earn an extra 5 cents a mile as a company driver on all the miles you completed for the previous month. So yeah, those can add up for sure. Also, as far as features and amenities in the truck, we do of course have Best Pass, Best Pass, DriveWise in the truck. We have the TransFlow Geotab unit in the truck, which is your communication back and forth to your driver leader, to safety, getting your paperwork in, all that good stuff. So you get paid every Friday. It's direct deposit. You get your paperwork in by Tuesday. You get paid Friday for it. And let's see, common questions I get about the trucks. Most of them are the 579 Peterbilts. We have some 389s and we have some 589s. Those are more commonly assigned to those who are veteran drivers with us, meaning like they've been with Decker for 15 plus years. So yeah, those are usually assigned to them. You can spec them out a little bit more than our other trucks. And we have a few Volvos, 780s. We have 740s in the flatbed division, and then we have a few Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions. So, but the majority, very high, 95+% of our trucks are the Peterbilts. They're very well maintained, very, 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 very nice trucks, as you can see. And like I said, they're newer models, so you're looking at 24, 25, 20, I think 23s as well. So that you'll see with us. So yeah, feel free to give us a holler, 877-433-2537 for those details. But you'll get, when you're assigned your truck, you'll go walk through everything with the maintenance department. They'll make sure that you have a good understanding of how to run the APUs, how to where to find the inverter, which is usually behind the microwave, by the way. If you need to plug anything in, but it just depends on the truck make and model itself. But they are all very well maintained. With all those amenities. Like I said, we have the TransFlow Geotab unit in the truck. That's a lot of your communication. That's what you'll be using, and you'll be trained on that in orientation. If you're not already familiar, you'll get more comfortable with it then. Our trucks are governed at 65, 68 on the cruise, and 65 on the pedal. We have, I'm trying to think, they're very roomy trucks. So you're going to see a lot more space than you're probably used to. We are no-touch freight on the refrigerated division. We do tarp and secure loads, but we have a lot of preloaded trailers available for you. So a lot of drop and hook on the flatbed side as well. Huge plus. Like to see a lot of that. Wow, I can't talk, but that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, good opportunities for the Home Weekly. Mm-hmm. Let's see. We do have, sorry, I was reading the comments there, making sure I got them all. We do have, like I said, we have the double bunk trucks. We have the Thermo King carriers on the truck. But you'll walk through everything with the maintenance department and orientation. As far as the running lanes, for our Midwest, you would stick mostly within the Midwest. You're home on a weekly basis, normally coming home on like a Friday night or a Saturday morning. Normally, not always. Sometimes the freight leans a little bit one way or the other, as part of the, more into the weekend or not. But usually you're home sometime for a 34 on a weekly basis for a Friday night or a Saturday morning. Pretty darn common. Yeah, definitely. And then you have, for the flatbed, you'll be bringing the truck home with you on your home time. Not uncommon for us to have you under a load when you're on your home time. That way you get more home time. You usually pick up, head home, and then have the early morning delivery on Monday. That's pretty common. Not always the case, but it is pretty common. And we had, I do like to kind of give you a heads up on the more common scenarios that you'll see, even though there obviously are other. You could be coming home with an empty truck, empty trailer, but it is common to have a loaded trailer at the time. And like I said, we are a fair amount of drop and hook as well for that flatbed division. So, running lanes, lots of Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin, see a lot of that. Kansas City is a busy area for us. St. Louis, Missouri. I think I said Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati, Louisville. All good spots. All good spots for us. Yes, absolutely. We require 6 months of experience. I mean, if you don't have 6 months of experience, we have student opportunities. So keep that in mind. We do have student opportunities, but it's based off of availability. So if we don't have a current trainer available, you'll have to wait till one does come available. And we'll keep you in the loop on that as long as you qualify. You know, no major moving violations, no accidents or incidents or anything like that within the last 3 years. No DOT reportable accidents or incidents in the last 3 years. You would be allowed to take the truck home with you. Yes. Normally, so when we hire based off of a few factors. Obviously, when we open up a hiring area, it's based off of a need for somebody out of that location because we have freight that would be able to get you home. So we have freight that would be able to get you home or bring you out of the house from that location. So yeah, that is with the intent that you'll be bringing the truck, probably truck and trailer, home with you on your home time. Yeah, or making arrangements on your home time for parking, you know, something like that. Great question. Thank you. Orientation is in Fort Dodge, Iowa. That's our main terminal. If you're coming aboard as a company driver, we'll take care of your transportation here, usually through rental car. But if you're coming from Washington State, we'll probably do a flight. It's totally up to you. But Fort Dodge, Iowa is our main terminal. We have a 3-day orientation. You'll do your company policies, your procedures, a lot of that online. A lot of orientation is online before you come to Fort Dodge. So take care of that. Your physical, your drug tests. If your physical is good for another 6+ months, then we can look at just using that one. We'll just have to have you send us over the long form and we can review it. But we do both the hair follicle and the urine analysis for the drug and alcohol testing. We take care of your meals in your hotel while you're here. And then, like I said, we go through the orientation process, get you familiar with with our processes, you know, or getting your paperwork in and communicating back and forth with your driver leader, meeting the different departments and getting to know them ahead of time, walking through the truck and making sure you have a good understanding of how everything works, where to find it, and, you know, and then, of course, talking with the maintenance department there. Awesome, Jacqueline, very cool. Yep, Bryce will take care of you as soon as he gets off the phone. So yeah, that is the normal process for orientation. We do pay you $500 for completing that. I don't remember if I mentioned that. And then we put you to work, which isn't that what you are coming aboard? That's what it's all about, right? So home time is based on where you live. If you live in areas of the Midwest for the flatbed division, yeah, we're probably getting you home on a weekly basis. But we can also do every other week, depending on where you live. And the most solid answer for you on that is if you reach out to the recruiting department, you're going to get the most accurate, up-to-date information on that because they're constantly updating that. So, and it's just based off of availability. So if we hire somebody for the location, it just kind of gives you a good feel for, okay, well, it was there, maybe down the road, maybe they're looking at more opportunities out of that area, that type of thing. So, yeah, absolutely. What else? Oh, this position, by the way, that Midwest flatbed position, does currently have an $8,000 sign-on bonus. So, $8,000. It pays out in three. So it pays out at 6 months, $2,000 at 6 months, $2,000 at 9 months, and the remaining $4,000 on your 1-year anniversary. That is for experienced drivers only. Keep that in mind. We also have a minimum pay. It's $1,450 per week. But if you look at our averages, you're going to see that your average opportunity, the average range is going to exceed that minimum pay of $1,450. So that's not uncommon, and that's because our drivers manage their time better and we're able to get them more loads. So that's not uncommon. But again, if you have questions, if you're wondering about, how the minimum pay works and all those good things, that I highly suggest you reach out to one of our recruiters and talk to them directly. 877-433-2537. Let's talk benefits. We have Aplos Insurance, so you can get your app on your phone to access your benefits, your prescription information. It's nice to have that data handy. Hey, Sean. Hey, man. So it's nice to have that information handy, and that way, you know the most up to date as well. But Apple's app, very handy. Anyways, we've got medical, dental, vision, prescription, vision, and vision and dental. Obviously, our add-on options. Prescription is a $0 copay. If you have specialty or brand name prescriptions, we still have options for you for $0 copay. So ask the recruiter for sure. And if you are part of the Decker family, you notice that I emailed you all of that information yesterday, Monday, right? Yeah, Monday. I emailed all that information as part of our newsletter. So take a look at that. It's awesome to have that $0 copay option for you, because it'll save you a bundle of money. 877-433-2537. We have an EAP program as well. This is our employee assistance program, which is of course free to all of our professional drivers, all of our employees and their families. One thing about the EAP program that I've seen that people really utilize is the consulting. More of the counseling, I should say. So there's 3 free sessions that you can use that are included, part of the EAP program. And then if you want to have the further counseling, you can be guided to the next step of that. And yes, you can have counseling with the medical as well. They're, depending on whether or not you're part of the Decker insurance or not. But the EAP is company paid for. Company paid. There you go. If you have any questions about it, it's 877-433-2537 to get you more details on that. Coming up this week, this Friday is Mental Health Awareness Week. I bring that up because with our EAP program, and we have those counseling sessions, just if you're talking to somebody who you feel might need those, please remind them that is available. Please do that. Make sure everybody's doing well. Sound good? All right. So orientation, 3 days long. Takes care of your, we take care of your hotel and your meals while you're here, and then put you to work afterwards, right? Good. How are you doing, Sean? All right, so we have, in the last, how many years has this been? We have had a Decker calendar for the last several years, longer than we've even been in the Best Fleets to Drive Far running. So it's been a while. But we are doing our 2026 Decker calendar. So for those of you who have been taking pictures of your truck or truck and trailer, whatever, get those submitted to me, marketing@deckermail.com, and we will be voting on those at the end of the month. So on the 31st, that is the last day to get your photos submitted for our calendar contest. Last day of October. Whew! Can you believe it? It is that time of year again, getting ready for the holiday season. So, get those in, marketing@deckermail.com, or you can also send them through Facebook. If you do facebook.com/detailing, you can send them that way as well. Oh, I also wanted to give you a reminder. As I'm seeing some of the pictures that have been sent in, a lot of them, we've got some winter pictures already, I know. Some of them are from earlier this year. But that just reminds me the fuel additive. Please do not add additive until the temperatures get close to or below 18 degrees. I say that because if you're using it, you're overusing it, it can cause a problem. Plus, it gets very expensive. If you don't need it, you don't need it. We will make sure that you've got funds on your cards when the temperatures get closer to that. Now, that said, if you are headed into an area, because some of us live in those areas, if you're headed into an area that temperatures are dropping to 18 or pretty darn close to 18 or below, then you need to be reaching out and making sure that those are open and on your card. Yes. How the heck are you, Mike? Good day to you. Indian summer here in Michigan. Isn't that crazy? I'm with you. I am with you, Mike. Yeah, it is crazy nice here too. But it's still that time of year that you got to remind everybody, right? Yes, we do. That's funny. That's funny, Mike, that you say that, because whenever I would see that on an application, I would always be a bit leery. Is it really? Yeah, I agree. It gives a red flag right away. We do require experience within the U.S. Yes, um, at least 3 years of experience driving on a U.S. driver's license before obtaining your Class A. Mm-hmm. Yes, good question. Very good question. All right, so we've hit on some of the benefits. I think I want to make sure that I've extremely. And a lot of times they would have a birthday year, but they were like very generic looking. Yes. We've hit on the benefits. We've hit on pay, running lanes, and availability, and equipment. Anything that you guys have questions on that I haven't covered, I want to make sure that I am covering you, filling you in. Yeah. I am. Let's see. Answer questions that I've got over here as well on our other platforms. Let's see. Maybe. Nope, you were good. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, that was easy enough. Make sure that you reach out to our recruiting department if you have additional questions. 877-433-2537. Otherwise, I guess I will see you next Tuesday. Monday is Columbus Day, but we will be here on Monday and of course on Tuesday. So I guess we'll see you then. You guys have a great rest of your week. Take care.